Beats Planet.
Mike from Virginia Beach say Voch owe us overtime. I say shit. Not really. What's good, y'all? What's happening? It's been a while since I've done this. But hell, this how I know I kind of spoiled y'all for a little bit. This how I know. I get y'all all good and acclimated to me dropping a film session a day. You get your mouth all set for hash and eggs. You ain't got but to swallow orange juice left in the container. And Voch stopped making videos for 5 days, for 6 days. Y'all go, yo, what the hell happened to Voch? Where'd he go? I hope he's okay. He owes us when we get back. No, I'm chilling. I'm good. I had to prepare myself for the times to come because I know there are rough times ahead of me. Let me go get some water. Hold on. Y'all don't go nowhere because I know that if I leave and I come back, y'all asses just go somewhere and act like I cut the microphone off and I lose viewers. But I know y'all can hear me because my microphone top tier shit, so I'm coming back. I just had to get some water out the refrigerator because I know I had to get some water out the refrigerator because I know we have some conversing to do. I went and got the homie Lieutenant Dan in here. He's currently kissing his wife and telling her I said hello. So he'll be here in a second. Let me put that in the title screen as well with Lieutenant. Yeah, I can't spell Lieutenant, so I just put LT dot Dan. That's like the late great Black Phillip. He said, could you you saved your mom's life. Spell restaurant. You couldn't spell restaurant to save your mom's life. That's how I am with Lieutenant. Can't spell Lieutenant. But we're just going to put LT Dan. So what it is, let me take a sip of water. Thank you. What this is it is time for me to wrap up all of my preparation or whatnot and get my mind in a good place to talk to y'all about this whole thing that we got coming up called draft. And I was really just taking a couple days off, but like in the middle of me chilling, I was like, damn, we only got like 10 days left for the draft is here. We only got 10 days. So I ran out of time and I got off my ass and I really started to get my boards together. I got my rankings. I got a top 50 board that I'm going to drop at some point. And I might do a goofy ass mock draft because y'all like stupid shit like that. So I'm going to be dropping that on y'all heads or whatever. So what we're gonna do today, okay, is I have my top 50 board. I'm gonna put it on my screen right now. I have my top 50 board. How do I do this? I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. Okay, so I have my top 50 board and Dan.
What?
Dan.
What?
Turn your house down. What's up? Say hi to the people and where they can find you and all that good stuff.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy. The way that you kind of like introed that made it like really awkward.
You came in awkward. I was chilling and you came in and went and all that.
I didn't do any of that. All right.
All right, Dan. Where you from and where the people find
It's your boy, Lieutenant Dan from Unintentional Grounding Live. You go check me out, UNGR_show on Twitter and on Instagram. If you guys want to check me out on some video gaming, check me out on Twitch as well, Unintentional Grounding.
All that goofy shit. So I'm going to put, and I hate to keep sizing like this, I'm going to put my top 15 edge rankings on the board for you guys to look at and potentially disagree, cuss, fight, get hoarse and scream at me about. Okay. If you need any context on why these picks are these picks, quit tripping and go watch the video. Go watch the video. And I gave a lot of information, a lot of context of why I got guys ranked over other guys. So what we're going to do in this show, me and Lieutenant Dan are going to talk about it. Okay, he'll tell me if he disagrees anywhere or if, he has a problem with anything, just discuss it. But also the phone lines are incredibly open for you guys to call in and tell me if there's anything you disagree with. Okay, that's how we're going to do this. Lieutenant Dan, do you see my screen, Lieutenant Dan? You see the image on on my screen there? The graphic that's up there?
No.
Well, shit, Lieutenant Dan, what are you doing? What Dan, will you meet me halfway, please, man? While I'm trying to run this production, if you don't mind.
All right. Okay. Here I come.
Damn. So
give me a second.
Why are we doing that? I mean, I got a phone. See, that's why I do stuff alone.
You know, Voch. I was just trying to get back into the groove.
I do shit by myself.
I had an emotional conversation. I just wanted to make sure that everything was okay, and then I come in here trying to set up try to get back into the feel of it, and you seem to be kind of poking the bear here. So you know what? Let's get to this list after this call, and then we can get the show back on track.
Taylor, how you doing? Save me from Dan, please, sir.
What's going on, guys? Sorry I've been on hiatus. Had some family stuff. I think I told you about it on Twitter.
Absolutely. Everything's everything, my guy. Take your time. What's good with you, though?
Everything's good. I had to call in as a fan and defend my guy, KLombardi.
Let's run it.
Because I heard you say in the video that I watched earlier that he disappeared early in the season. That's all I'm going to say. Early in the year, my Tigers had a lot of injuries.
Sure.
And my personal take on it was with the injuries, if you've only got KLombardi out there, you can double and triple team him.
Sure.
But like you said, against Alabama and Clemson, when it mattered,
sure,
he was there.
Sure.
So the other thing I took away from is if Dallas was to take KLombardi, I would think we're going to run out of a more 4-3 because that tends to be his bread and butter. And if they took that kid from Iowa, can't remember his name, I would think that we might be switching back to a 3-4 under Nolan. And that's my 2 cents on the whole take of the matter.
Sure. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call. Enjoy your Pepsi, my good sir. Cause that's what we do around here, Dan. Got relationships with my callers. I know Taylor drink Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? So in my ranking video, okay, KLombardi Chason is not my second pass rusher. Or he's not my second edge guy. He's my third. AJ Epinesa is my number 2. Gross Motto's way down at like 5 or something. I do think, okay, injury is a real thing. Getting hurt is a real thing. I understand that. But he was more so hurt than injured. Like, he was able to still kind of go. And he did kind of disappear a little bit. And he did kind of show up in the big games. But even in him showing up in those big games, it was still more pressure than it was sacks. You know what I mean? I don't think KLombardi is necessarily a refined player yet. I still think he needs to learn how to finish. He needs to learn how to have backup moves. He got a nice little template to work with, with the speed, burst, and all that. But I just think you putting that versus Epinesa, who ain't quick, twitchy, fast at all, but he'll still get the sack. Like I said in my video, if I told you can get 6 quick, twitchy sacks versus 12 physical, strong, run down the middle of you sacks, which one would you get? You'll just take the damn 12 sacks. It don't matter how you get them. And I think AJ Epinesa kind of he showed where he was good at. He showed it. He's a double-digit sack guy 2 years in a row. Good versus the run. Played 3 tech. He's better than me. Dan, I know you've gone on a crusade of hating on KLombardi Chason. Would you like to share with my audience, sir?
I mean, I don't want to be overly critical at this point in the process, I just don't think that Chason has a lot of moves in him.
Give it to us, Dan. Give us that crusade, though, Dan.
I mean, okay, Chason to me is the kind of guy that's like, have we forgotten Vic Beasley back in like, what is that, 2015? Okay. Like, did we forget like how everybody was so on Vic Beasley as a pass rusher, but said that he didn't have the moves? And this is the same exact guy. Maybe a little bit heavier, but for what it's worth, I mean, Chason can learn. He can become a better football player, but I think he is as raw as you had Vic Beasley back in the day. I mean, I see very little other than the right coach has to get their hands on this kid. I mean, that's where I stand.
But in this world where pressure is so important, where pass rush is so important, do you overpay for pass rush for pressure? Because I saw somebody actually had the nerve to say, I heard this somewhere, Dan, it's a real quote. Somebody said sacks are overrated. I hear people say I hear people say they would rather have pressure than sacks. I hear people say that all the time, and I hate it. The play can continue with pressure. the play stops at a sack. You know what I mean? Dan, do you think sacks?
I mean, I
overrated?
get it, but like I'm a big coverage guy too, so my main focus is D-line, and I love my guys to be able to get home. But if I can cover everything, then I don't have to worry about how great my guys are to be able to get to the quarterback. So if I give them time, that's fine. Like I'll do coverage before I go against, like, go get Chase Young.
You know, Dan, I normally hate power rushers. I hated them, but I'm still a young scout. You know what I mean, Dan? Like, we're still young, young guys in this thing. I'm only like, what, 4 years in, 5 maybe? I started in 2016. We ain't been doing this very long. So I just now recently developed a respect for power rushers. I hated them at first. But what made me understand it, I just had to ask myself, man, do I want the quick 6 or the power 17? We love Von Miller as a name. We love, Khalil Mack as a name, but like Chandler Jones just quietly somewhere beating the shit out of people. You know what I mean? Just quietly in his own little corner over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that means something. Like, and I'm up here saying, like, yo, like, I just want the sack. Like, give me the numbers. Give me the production. I ain't got to have a quick twitchy guy and a left defensive end to go against the run. I'm a Cowboys fan. Like D-Law led my team in sacks for a couple years. Like, I'll take that dude. Give me that dude. So if I got to run 2 power rushers out there, I'll do it, man. It is what it is. I've learned my lesson. Let me get into this before I get back with you, Dan. Is this Duke the Falcons fan? No, this Duke the Giants fan, right?
Giants fan, yes sir.
Duke the Giants.
You know I had
Duke,
to call Voch.
I have a problem with you, Duke. First of all, I see everything, Duke. I don't always comment on everything, but I see everything. And it was on some little post. Somebody was talking about Saquon, and Saquon called Daniel Jones the GOAT, and you was under that comment like, hell yeah, Daniel Jones is the GOAT. I got to call you out for that, Duke. You ain't got to be lying and perpetrating shit on Twitter, man. I see everything, dog.
You already know I got to look out for my team, man, because everybody hate on Daniel Jones. So at least his fans have to stick up for the guy.
Because he whack.
You know what I mean?
Hell no. But anyway, Duke, what's happening, man? What you got for the show?
So I got 3 fun draft questions for you real quick.
Yes.
But before we get on that, I just wanted to say that with Dan, I agree with Dan. I had tweeted you this earlier. Like, my unpopular opinion is I'm not big on Chason. I don't like the fact that he doesn't have much production. It's only his last year, his junior year, where he really broke out. I think that was due to injury, but still at the same time, that's a red flag to me. The fact that they're having you drop back instead of just being a straight pass rusher, and your Twitter handle is Sack Guru, that's a problem to me. Now that's fine though, because that's scheme, that's defensive coordinator, that's out of your hand, for the most part. Unless you're like a Chase Young, one of those Jadeveon Clowney, one of those like you have to rush the passer because he's just so damn good at it. But whatever. My last critique with Chason is what you were saying, that he doesn't finish. Sure. And that's a big red flag for me. So if you're talking about him being like a middle of the first round player, I'm not on it. I can't do it at all.
Let me say this though. Let me say this.
He's the second round, top of the second.
Okay, that's rough. Okay, so listen, him not being able to finish, is that a red flag, or is that just an idea of what his ceiling is, right? Like, he has the tools to be great, and I think this is people's argument. Chase, and this is partially mine too. He has the tools to be great. He just don't know how to rush yet. And we kind of get a guy like this every year that just don't know how to rush. I like technique guys. He ain't technique guy. But if you give him technique guy, can you put that with his natural abilities and he'll be great? Can you do that?
If some NFL players came out of college and they were in his predicament where he gets a lot of pressure and not a lot of sacks, and they go on to become like these sack masters, or it's not a sack master, a double-digit guy, then I understand. But there's guys that still come in the league just like him and still don't get sacks. So for me, I just need more assurance that you're a guy that can get it done for you to be a first-round pick for my team. That's all I'm saying. It took. But let me.
It took Shaq Barrett 4 years to figure this shit out, right, Dan?
You know what I mean?
Leonard Williams is another one.
Shaquille Barrett.
Even though he was on the 10, but still, go ahead.
Shaquille Barrett about to turn 40, and he like, let's lead the league in sacks now. Let's do this. I'm ready now. I'm like, man, I do believe in development. I do believe in that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel what you're saying. You kind of got to be top tier on the college level and then kind of fall off on the pro and then turn into something great. I understand what you're saying. So it's a big question mark with Chason, and I see a lot of people mocking Chason to Dallas. I would have rather Epinesa, but that ain't my business. Go ahead, Duke. Finish what you were saying, sir. I keep cutting you off, but boy, the Shaq Barrett 40 years old, I couldn't hold that joke no more. I had to play it. Go ahead.
Come on, man.
All right, so 3 fun questions. If you both want to participate, feel free to. But my first one is this: so what player or players do you think has a high chance of proving you wrong? So somebody you're not high on, but that you acknowledge the fact that they can come in and prove you wrong.
I'm never
given
wrong.
a system, maybe something that they can do, whatever the case may be.
I'm never wrong, but I like all players, man. I like everybody. It just depends on when you take them. It's except the one guy that I hate every year, and this year is Netane Moody. If Netane Moody is a Pro Bowler, I'll just comply. I'll just comply, and I'll take that L. But I don't see that happening. But besides that, I don't.
That would be real Illuminati hours. That the Illuminati's been pushing him so hard, and now suddenly he proves you wrong.
If Netane Moody go to the Pro Bowl, my God.
For me, I think it would probably be Delpit. I'm actually kind of low on Delpit. I probably shouldn't be because he's got crazy athleticism, but I just don't see this guy working out long term. I could be completely wrong though. He could come out and just smash it.
Yeah, Dan, you wrong about that one. What else you got, Duke?
With that answer too. So me and Dan is like mano a mano. One Cowboy pick that would upset you.
Netane Moody. What the hell?
One logical first round Cowboy pick that would upset you.
Anybody but CeeDee Lamb in real life. Honestly, anybody but CeeDee Lamb would just make me sick for a little bit, and then if we take somebody that don't belong at 17, I don't know. Hey, we talking about edge players today? I thought we were talking about edge rankings today. What the hell going on here? I don't know. Like, we take like Xavier McKinney or something. If we take not best player available, because we're trying to go for need, I guess that'll make me sick. So if it's a top tier player on the board and we don't go there, I'd be sick.
Oh, am I supposed to be chiming in? Because I'm not a Cowboys fan, so I mean,
Dan,
whatever you guys got to pick.
Okay.
What about you at 16, Dan? What do you say? What was the question? At 16.
One Cowboys pick that would upset me. If we passed on AJ and you guys got him, maybe I would be kind of upset.
AJ Epinesa so fantastic. I don't know why they mocking Epinesa in the late 20s now. I don't know where that mess come from. What's your last question, Duke? For hang up on.
Okay, my last one is this. Pet peeve for these 2 positions, edge and corner. One pet peeve, one thing where like somebody else may say, "Oh, that's fine," even though it's a red flag. But it's unforgivable for you. Like you just can't have that as a draft pick. That's all I got for edge and for cornerback.
The one universal trait for every football, like whatever, is finish. You know what I'm saying? Write that down in your notebook. Any coach will tell you that, whether it's finishing a run, finishing a block. You know what I'm saying? You got to follow through on throws, catches. You got to finish the catch, not drop it. You know what I mean? If you driving on a football, you got to run through the football. If you a DB, finish the top, finish. Any coach will tell you, finish. If I ever get back into coaching, finish. Mike Larry says motor. I like motor, but hell, you can get there fast and not finish. What's your boy play linebacker, went to the Jets, Ohio State dude, Darren Lee. Boy, Darren Lee used to run his ass to the football. Didn't finish. he ain't want to talk to nobody. So, finish, man. All right, Duke, I'm getting the hell up out of there. I'll let you. Great call, I guess, before you start talking about Netane Moody. Duke brought up Netane Moody. I got sick. Thank you, sir. I understand, man. This is what happens, man. I kind of leave the block for a little bit, and everybody questions kind of compile a little bit. That's why Duke had 7 questions there. See. So Dan, you can see my top 12 edge guys on the thing
I
now,
can.
right? Can you see it? Okay. You have any discrepancies anywhere? Is Gross Matos too low for you? We was talking about Zach Bond earlier. Josh Uche is there. You know, Curtis Weaver's way low. Some people saying Curtis Weaver's a late first round guy. I call BS.
I think the Zach Bond thing being over YGM is kind of a little bit weird, but I see where you're coming from. So like, I actually can't dispute that.
I think Zach Bond is a better complete player than Gross Matos. I think now look, the only reason Gross Matos is there, because Gross Matos wasn't even gonna be here. But I think he's really good versus the run. And just as much as we talking about everybody being good versus the pass, Gross Matos is that versus the run. Plus he got like 8 or so sacks. And I mean, hell, if you got a run stopping defensive end that can get you 8 sacks, that ain't terrible. That ain't bad. So
is that Grenard? Grenard after?
Grenard
yeah.
is before him. Yeah, he's next to him, sure.
I maybe it's just me, but I think that Bradley and I is a better pass rusher than Grenard. But I mean, he doesn't have the athleticism that Grenard has, so like I get that also. Maybe Weaver better than Arquara down at the bottom.
So here's my logic with all that. I think Grenard is a better complete player than Uche and Bradley and I. He's there because I think you can play Grenard on every down. To where Uche and Bradley and I think they're third down rushers. They're both probably better rushers than him, but I think Grenard is a better balanced player than them. That's just my opinion. Curtis Weaver, who I think he got more sacks than everybody here except Chase, but he's beating the hell out the Hawaii and BYU kids.
Okay, so this actually is a harkening back to Marcus Davenport, because we had a issue with Marcus Davenport not too long ago.
Sure.
Of beating up on Mary's School for the Blind and Tiny Tim's school. So, and it's unfortunate because I wouldn't say that Davenport is not a good player currently.
Sure.
But injuries have been a toll on him. And I think that's Curtis Weaver right there. Curtis Weaver has the same feel to him. Like, that guy, you're going to get control of him and make him into a star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel you on that. The whole competition thing. Thing about it though, like at least, okay, this is where I think is kind of different. At least with Curtis Weaver, he is playing D1 talent. I will say, I just think he's beating people that aren't impressive, kind of sorta. Davenport actually had body and skill. Davenport is a D1 football player that played at a damn junior college or whatever the hell UTSA is, right? Like
I don't feel that.
I think Boise played better teams than UTSA did. But I think physically Davenport is a better physical player than Curtis Weaver. Physically. But I dock both of them because they ain't playing no damn body. They playing against these mortgage loan processors and pharmacists and shit.
I think regardless, both players were in need or will be in need of at least 2 years of work in the NFL to become real threats.
Absolutely.
But I think Weaver is a tad behind what Davenport was. But as far as comparisons, as far as what talent they've been playing, I don't think you can dock either one of them for that and say that they won't be comparable pros.
Sure.
And that to me says that he's better than Arquara at the bottom, maybe even as good as Anai or maybe right behind Anai. But then I think the rest of the list is pretty set well. I mean, there's really not much more that you can add from this class either anyway, other than the the Charlotte kid, maybe a Highsmith. But
Alton Robinson is one of my guys that I liked that didn't make the list. Our guy Bazooka, Derek Tuska. I love him.
Backdash.
But he's not making the list. And also in my video, some new that I'm doing this year that I've never done before is I'm going to talk about guys that I like that didn't make the list, but also guys that I did not like.
Okay,
both the Alabama children are not going to make this list at no capacity. I think Terrell Lewis is a bad player. I think Anthony Jennings is a worse player, and they not.
It's those Alabama edges, though, isn't it? It's like it's really not a good turnout for those guys.
I don't want to say that, man. I don't know if that's fair. I mean,
okay, all right, go through your Alabama edges and tell me who's out there dominating right now as an Alabama edge.
I understand that. I liked Tim Williams. He just smoked a lot of weed and had like work ethic problems, I guess. But I don't know what you want me to say, man. I hate that though, Dan, because somebody gonna be like, well, who's the last LSU defensive end that did something in the league? And I'd be like, Daniil Hunter. He was the last one. They're like, well, who else? Shut up. We just can't get into that whole conversation.
I'll just say this, is that if you're an Alabama edge right now, try to change the narrative currently at your school that guys that go to your school and go to the NFL pretty much either end up injured, out of the league because of some kind of substance, or fizzle out.
That's fair, but it ain't about to be these guys though. It ain't about to be these two. It ain't gonna be Lewis and Anthony. 516. Who this?
How's it going? I spoke to you 4 years ago. I'm Anthony from Long Island. I'm actually a Jaguar fan.
Okay.
So and also that you're pulling out the mortgage loan originators as few videos I've been listening to, because I am one. And I'm listening to your channel. It's funny. I'm listening to your channel because I did scouting at UConn like 4 or 5 years ago. I graduated.
Okay.
And ever since then, I always do my own big board. And I'm kind of relying on you this year to kind of make, sculpt my board the way I like to do it and, see who's there, because I actually think that you have the best opinion on the web.
Man,
so, just getting into the edge rushers, I took a peek at your 12 guys, and then I did a little research on who I liked, and my favorite guy didn't even come out of the draft this year, that guy Rashid from Oregon State or something like that.
Sure.
So, I'm looking at an edge for the Jets. Now, if you guys don't know, the Jets haven't had a double-digit sack guy since, I believe, Darrell Reavers was still on the team. Dang. And if you go back, even longer than that, they haven't really had a relevant guy to get to the quarterback since John Abraham.
Damn.
So, yeah, look at it. It's crazy. I think Muhammad Wilkerson had 10 and 12 sacks 2 separate years, and they haven't had a double-digit guy since John Abraham. It's bad. But so they're always looking for guys. And I always look for the edge rushers for them. And you always see, I've seen how good Jacksonville is, in the past few years with their edge rushers. Obviously that's over. But I really like Yetur Gross-Matos. Sure. And I think the reason why I like him is because he's always in the backfield. No matter what, it seems like he's stronger. He has better leverage against a lot of guys, although he's a little taller. Seems like he can get in the backfield, run and pass. And for me, I want my guys to protect against the run, because they're not getting on the field if they can't do that. If they can't protect against the run, say goodbye first down. Yeah. So, just looking at Chason, he reminds me a lot of Tim Williams, for sure. He's going to be pretty good, but he has no, doesn't seem to have that much, polish. Sure. So I'm a little confused this year on who to take. I think that after Chase Young, I would kind of not touch these edge rushers. I think there's guys that are more valuable for your team this year. And I always want to take the edge rusher. I always want to take the most valuable person on the field, the guy that gets to the quarterback. I don't know if I'm going to do that this year in the first round.
The Jets run a 3-4 still?
It'd be perfect for a twitchy Ngakoue guy or a Yetur Gross-Matos. But you need both those guys. You need the fast guy and you need the big guy.
Well,
you put Quinn in the middle.
Well, there's plenty linebackery rush guys this year. Bond, Bradley and I, Julian's there. You know what I mean? So you got options. It's options.
Yeah.
And if you only looking for pass rush, you'll probably be better off just getting those guys to come in and pass rush. Now, in terms of Gross-Matos, I don't know what film you was watching where he's always in the backfield. But he's always in the backfield sometimes. Sometimes he's tearing stuff up, but sometimes he ain't. Sometimes he looks slow. Sometimes
he needs to figure out. He's long. He's long, so he needs to figure out his frame, I think, a little bit more. I think he needs to just, kind of get that sense of maybe, like one of those guys that, that's like 6'8". He comes out of college and he's not that good. But half of them can kind of figure it out and get that, get the leverage that they need. And once those guys figure out how to get that leverage, those are the most dangerous guys on the football field. That's my opinion. I like those long guys in the middle that have those long arms, those guys that are going to drag down the Christian McCaffreys, for that 1 yard gain instead of the guy breaking down, breaking up a few arm tackles and getting all the way to the, get a 20-yard gain out of nowhere. I like those guys up front that can stop the run just as much as they can get after the quarterback.
Well, I tell you what, man, the best part about being a Jets fan is that y'all need help in a lot of places. So if you can't find a pass rush, get help somewhere else. Anthony, I appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate you for being around for 4 years, man. Damn. Salute, my guy.
No, I love you. I didn't know you've only been doing this for 5 years. That's crazy. Yeah. I thought you've been doing it for longer. You sound like you deserve to be, with a bigger audience, in my opinion.
Hey, man, I've been coaching and playing and, like player evaluating. I've been doing that for 12, even longer probably. I probably lost count, but I've only been scouting for a draft for, since 2016 or whatever. But, hey, man, appreciate you.
Yeah, before I go, I just want to say one thing.
Yes, sir.
People are out of their minds if they think the Washington Redskins aren't taking Tua. And I'll say it because you take that quarterback.
Ah, shit. I hung up on him. Damn. I hung up on him. But, hey, that was my bad, Ant, for hanging up on you. But we're going to talk on that point a little bit. Dan, I've been saying this for a good little minute.
Don't do it.
Huh?
Don't do it.
What you mean?
No, sir.
You don't think Tua going number 2?
No.
Why not?
Don't do that shit.
Why not?
You got a quarterback.
So is he better than Tua?
Use it.
Is he better than Tua?
We don't know.
The Cards had Josh Rosen.
Hey, I'm telling you right now.
And that motherfucker.
Try Haskins out. Let him go.
That motherfucker.
Go get yourself Okuda and stop playing around.
That bitch got kicked to the curb. I did say always sometimes. I said that shit.
Always sometimes 40%.
I said always sometimes. My bad there. But we do need parity. We need parity, and when I need like my like when I do my draft coverage or whatever, I'm gonna have a board, like my whiteboard. I'll be drawing stuff on it. But just a list of things that need to happen in order for like CeeDee Lamb to get to 17. I need Tua to be taken way earlier than we thought, so it'll force other trade down things. So somebody can panic and think that Jordan Love is a good player, and they'll probably take him. So anyway. Moving on. Did you have a response before I got into my other callers now?
No. Please continue.
Let's get into my callers. We got some platinum guys on the phone. John Q, what's up, man?
How's it going, man?
Everything, my guy. What you got for the show?
Hey, man. I really appreciate you guys getting on this about the edge rushers. Okay. I'm not too keen on really the edge rushers in general. I mean, I started watching them about 6 months ago, watching college football and all that, but getting more into it, I don't know what it is, but it would drive me nuts if the Cowboys took AJ or KLombardi at 17. It would drive me nuts.
Why would it be nuts?
I just feel like we have other needs that are more glaring than that. Like, take a corner, sure, I'm good with that. Take a safety, I'm good with that too. I just feel like that's a better. Maybe it's I'm not in love with KLombardi as much as AJ. I just for 17, I don't see the. I wouldn't like it at 17. I should say that. If we trade back, sure, but I don't know. That would drive me nuts.
If Chase Young got caught with a
yeah. Oh no. Before you even finish, that's a done deal. 17, grab him.
So it's not the edge thing. It's just that you don't like the guys that are at edge for you to take.
Correct.
You just don't think the best player on the board is going to be an edge guy.
Right.
Well, say that. Say that then. Don't hate on my guy AJ Epinesa. He's great. Just say you want CeeDee Lamb at 17. Just say it.
Well, I actually got a little bone to pick with your guy on there, hating on my boy Delpit a little bit.
Okay, Lieutenant Dan's hating on Delpit. John Q about to hit you upside the head with these Delpit facts. Get him, John.
So, well, he kind of hit on it a little bit, and he was saying, well, if Delpit's, he could be outstanding, but I don't really like him. I want to hear why he doesn't like him that much.
Dan, why don't you like Grant Delpit?
I'm not a fan of Delpit because of the same reason why I am iffy on Keanu Neal, is that early on in Keanu Neal's career, he went for the big hit instead of the clean tackle. And Delpit's tackling is a bit of, I wouldn't say an issue, but it's definitely something that needs to be worked on. And I see him going for those kill shots more than I see him going for that pure tackle. Easy tackles. It's nothing that's out of the realm of possibility to fix. It's just easy stuff. He just wants to go for that hit. So to me, that shows me that, hey, look, it's only one glaring thing on a player that has multiple great things about him in his coverage, his ability to and willingness to go down into the trenches and go help guys, and also at the same time be able to cover incredibly fast wide receivers and cover field. But that glaring issue to me is that's a 2 or 3 year learning curve for a safety. By the time you get to that point, you're thinking about coming up with a contract for this man. Has he already proven or not whether he should be on your team?
Get him, John.
Yeah, I kind of disagree a little bit. And I agree with you on the tackling. Like, sure, there's going to be glares in everyone's game. But if you're saying just about the tackling, have you seen the most recent interview where they kind of did it at his little miniature pro day?
No. Go ahead and throw it down.
He actually talked about his tackling issues and what was going on, and he didn't make any excuses about being nicked up or anything like that. But he said, at the beginning of the year, I was trying to do too much. Coaches got on to me. We showed me a couple things on tape. I actually got healthier, and I actually fixed a bunch of my things at the end of the year. As you could tell, it's like you said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Well, the last 2 games of the year, his most important games of the year, the semifinal and the final, his tackling percentage was 100%. And those were against top-tier talents.
John, I'm so sorry I'm laughing. I thought you was going to say they made Grant tackle at his pro day. I was about to scream.
No, man, he didn't want to
So
do that.
I get what you're saying, is that in the clutch moments when things needed to happen and when he understood that he had an issue, he got better at his tackling, allowing his coaches to help him get to that point. And that to me that's a great sign. That's an awesome sign. But I don't want to take the risk myself. Maybe that's just me in my own way.
Let me say this too,
but
though.
I wouldn't take the risk myself and going, that incident there with those coaches made it better, but where were you all the rest of the year? Even if you weren't healthy, where were you mentally? Like, you were trying to do too much. Your team was pretty healthy towards the beginning of the year. So what more were you doing than what your job was already, signed up to be? So I'm gonna say this.
I mean, it's easy to say that when you're winning a lot of ball games. But then when you get into the real nitty gritty and you really need to focus and say, like, hey, what can I do more? What am I doing wrong? And you really take a second look about what you're doing, your job, and you do a better job at it. Not even better. He was perfect, 100% against explosive offenses, man, where you need him the most in the semifinal and the final. Another thing you guys said earlier too was finish.
Yes.
Well, the guy had 7 interceptions, and he took 3 of them to the house.
Sure.
He finished it.
Sure.
I mean, that's what you wanted. That's what you want. I mean, if it's me, that's a good sign too. It's not just that he's catching the ball and bringing it down. He's got a lot of pass breakups. He's finishing it and putting points on the board offensively for you. Like, that's huge. That's as a Cowboy fan, we've been teased with Earl Thomas and all these Jamal Adams and yada yada and Thornhill and all these guys, Taylor Rapp from last year. We've been teased about it for too long, and everyone, poor Jeff, he's been getting a lot of the brunt of the hate, which I don't think he should have. But that's nor here nor there. It's a Raiders problem now.
Yeah, I mean, John, like, I don't think Grant necessarily has a tackling problem. He's missed tackles, but I don't think that it's an issue. I just think that they played him in the box way too much. He is a free safety, and we don't typically go super hard judging free safeties on their tackling abilities. If he's a free safety, I'm looking more so at his coverage. I'm looking more so how much range he has, what he can do as a one high kind of guy, and I think that's where he excels. Now the whole thing about tackling. The whole thing about tackling is, I think if everything is on schedule, you can go back and watch this. If everything is on schedule, he ain't got a problem tackling. So if he reads a bubble, he'll get downhill, make a tackle. Or if somebody hits the edge, he'll go down the alley, he'll make a tackle. I just think when stuff gets weird and reactionary, then he could possibly miss he can miss Najee Harris running directly at him 100 miles an hour if he doesn't if he doesn't see it coming. He'll miss that tackle. I don't think he has this overall Ha Clinton Dix level, I'm a weird tackler.
No, definitely not that.
Yeah.
It's just it's more or less decision making when it comes to split second reactions. So it's like when you've got to make a judgment call, he's making the wrong judgment call from time to time, and that's a not a coaching thing that can really just be done. It's a player mental thing. That's something that he has to eventually get over and overcome.
I tell you what, man, if Najee just show up and you wasn't ready for it, what's that?
You can't coach 6'3".
Yeah, that's fair.
Can't coach those instincts that he's on.
That's fair.
Can't coach that. You're going from one side of the field to the other, making a pick on the play, making a pat down.
I mean,
and,
I'm out here in Anton Winfield camp, so I see athleticism. We want to compare athleticism. I mean, okay.
Well, we got to get in that conversation.
I like that.
Appreciate it, John Q.
Well, hey, man, I don't want to waste any more of y'all time. Y'all doing awesome stuff. Keep it up. Talk to y'all next time.
All right, my guy. Salute.
Later.
Yeah, man, I'm only grading Grant Delpit as a free safety. I'm not putting that dude nowhere near the box anyway. I think he's like my 11th or 10th like overall player on my top 50 board or something like that. That's gonna be coming out in a couple of days. So that's that, man. That's that. But I saw a comment in my comment section that I thought was interesting. I got 2 seconds to find it, or I'm gonna move on. Moving on.
2.
I'm no, don't worry about it. I'm moving on. We got how much time we been doing this? How long have we been doing this? Let me see. And I wanted to keep it edge. I promise I wanted to keep it edge because we got the whole free safety show to talk about free safety. I promise you. But we'll get there. 50 minutes. All right, we cool. That ain't terrible. We're gonna take a few more calls and we're gonna get in the chat box. I'm gonna get Dan the hell up out of here. And we're gonna drop an offensive line video tomorrow and an offensive line film session and not film session, live stream tomorrow. And we're gonna get into it. 786. Who this?
Yo, this is Lewis.
Hey, what's happening? What you got for the show?
No, I'm a Ravens fan, so my team, we specifically ask our linebackers to cover.
Sure.
Because we run more of a 2-4-5 nickel or like a 3-3-5 nickel.
Sure.
Where we got one Sam guy like Judon covering, but I'm not a big – he wants too much money.
Right.
I've been seeing a lot of people just like you have opinions on Uche being a good off-ball linebacker as well in coverage. And the game against Penn State, I was watching the film on, he took KJ Hamler on a crossing route like 20 yards down the field, and he was like, step for step. Do you think he has more value splitting time between edge and kind of coverage linebacker?
Uche can cover. I just don't want to take him out the pass rush. That's my only deal. And I hate 3-4. Like I hate odd fronts. Like all odd front. I can't stand them. I can't stand because like I don't want Josh Uche to cover people. He can do it. But go get somebody else to cover somebody, man. I want that dude going forward to go get my quarterback, man. Like it don't matter. Man, Dan, do you want Josh Uche to turn and run with some damn
I like odd fronts, so you're talking the wrong cat, man. Like I wouldn't specifically have Uche go back there and try to cover. Maybe that's Zach Bond, but
I don't want Zach Bond.
If that was my thing, then Uche could go back and cover. He has that ability.
Listen. I don't want Zach Bond covering people. Rush. Rush the pass. Look, if you want somebody to cover so bad that can't pass rush, draft a nickel corner. Draft a Sam linebacker. Go get Troy Dye. I think Troy Dye is fantastic moving in space. He's fantastic moving in space. I like him. Jordan Brooks is good. Willie Gay is really good. I don't want my guys that can pass rush going backwards. I hate odd fronts. I'm not yelling at you
because we run a lot of.
I'm not yelling at you.
A lot of
right
zone blitz packages.
Right.
Specifically, where we put two Sams on the field. Normally, it's been Bowser and now Bowser and Judon because they can both cover in space. But none of them are particularly good at getting to the quarterback. They're more like effort set guys and pressure guys. Then they don't finish. We don't have nobody who finishes. So I'm just on the page. If we paying Judon $18 million a year, why can't we just get somebody who does something similar to him, like Uche or Bond or Caleb Chasson?
I did a goofy mock draft yesterday that I'm gonna release in a couple days, I guess. Because mocks is goofy. And I mocked Zach Bond to the Ravens because y'all do a lot of that goofy stuff where y'all got people that pass rush to play linebacker, but then y'all got people that linebacker to go pass rush, and Zach Bond just kind of do both of those things anyway. And I think where y'all drafting that is kind of like a good little place for him. So, y'all get Zach Bond. Yeah.
I'll be okay with that. I don't know about that high because I'd rather get Patrick Queen.
No,
I don't think he's gonna be there
because you just wanted Uche to go damn cover people. So don't ask Patrick Queen to go pass rush. Like get Zach Bond and move on with your life and be great. Thank you, sir. You're a Ravens fan, so check out Sip to Tally Films. That's Coach Evans. He is the.
I've been watching Sip to Tally. He actually is the reason why I watch you now. I ran into him first.
Ain't that a bitch? Well, shouts out to you then. Coach Evans actually coached me when I was playing football, so I've kind of been his YouTube coach, but I can't make him run, so that shit kind of sucks. But whatever. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for watching both of us. Yeah. My mom asked me about that one day, Dan. She was like, oh, okay, so you're helping Coach Evans with the YouTube?
The conference has been locked.
So how's that going? I was like, Mom, I want to make him run so bad because he used to make me run, Dan, you know what I mean? So I just wish I could make him do up downs, Dan, but I can't. Not in this YouTube world. But yeah, if y'all draft fans in general, Coach Evans does some good draft work. You know what I mean? Like I said, he taught me football. I think he know more football than me. Like I'm really confident in my football knowledge. I'm willing to say I think he knows more football than me. So y'all go check him out. And he's a Ravens fan. So if you're a fan of the AFC North teams or whatever, they got a little community over there. So go over there and check out Coach Evans. I just locked up the phone lines or whatever, so don't nobody else call in. We're going to get these last three. We're going to get Justice H. Oh, shit, Uncle Charlie on the phone. Wait a minute. Damn, time out. Don't say that. Wait. What's good, Uncle?
Hey, man, what's happening?
What's happening, man? What you got for the show today, Uncle Charlie?
Well, let me tell you something. I'd like to tell everybody to be safe.
Yeah.
And everybody have a good day this evening. Everybody have a good night, and everybody be careful.
Right.
But getting into this draft thing, let me explain something to you.
Right.
See, this is where we have a fair to communicate with the listening public.
Okay.
I remember when the Cowboys had a chance to get Randy Moss and Greg Ellis was on the board.
Yes.
What did we do? We go get Greg Ellis.
Yes.
And we ain't recovered from that nightmare yet.
Now wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Now, Greg Ellis is not a bad player. He was okay for the little bit of time he played for us. Now, don't say that.
Yes, sir. And you know what? And I agree with you, boss, but we talking about Hall of Fame status.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes.
I believe if Randy Moss would have got picked by the Cowboys, I believe we'd have been in the Super Bowl maybe 4 or 5 times.
Hell yeah.
And that's just, my opinion on that.
Right.
But I look at this draft, it's like going to the store and buying a family roll of toilet paper.
Okay.
If you pay about 19 cents for the toilet paper and you have an accident, you get what you pay for. You get the $6.50 and get heaven sent. This is the way it goes. You get one of those receivers, and if you want to fill your draft out with the rest with defensive players, you go ahead and do that. but you do not let this receiver go by. I see it. It's a nightmare, Bosh. Do you hear me? We got to get one of these receivers.
See,
and I just want to get your comment on that.
See, this is why you're so omniscient, so all-knowing, so clairvoyant. This why you fantastic, though, Unc, because some people don't have faith in draft picks. They want to go get free agents and all that, spend up all their money. Like we got 7 picks this year. You got 7 whole picks to figure this thing out, to just compile players to do what you want to do. If the best player on the board is a receiver, CeeDee Lamb is a receiver, don't get a lesser player just because you need that spot. Get the spot filled with the other 6 or so picks that you got. Get the best person we could possibly get at 17 on. Indubitably. That's what I'm saying.
That's right. And see, this is where, like I said, this is where the public gets it misconstrued.
Right.
This is why Jason Garrett had to go. Nobody plays cover 2 anymore.
Right.
Why are we playing cover 2? And it's the year almost 3,000, and we playing cover 2. And this is why we can't stop nobody on defense.
Wait.
You get the best player in the first round, which I think is CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, or Henry Ruggs.
Yes.
If you mess this up, my door was already closed. My door is only cracked because of you, Bosh.
Right.
My door is cracked because of you.
Right.
If they mess this first round pickup, my door is sealed shut. It ain't open no more. Because this is what you've been talking about this whole time.
Right.
You said it in the last call. CeeDee Lamb.
Yes.
It gets no better than that.
Right.
It gets no better than that. And I like to tell the listening public, this man that's on this line right now knows his business.
Damn.
If you want to know something, you go to Voch. Voch is top notch. He knows it. I wish he was the coach. Lord knows, please, let some magic happen where I can look up there on the screen and see him up there on the chair coaching. I don't know what else to do, man.
Oh, man.
But I tell you one thing, because of you, my blood pressure is intact.
That's good. And you know what? I can kind of tell that it makes you mad a little bit when they draft guys like Taco Charlton when better players is on the board. You know what I mean? I can tell that makes you mad, huh?
Yes, sir, because you got to look at the character of a player.
Right.
Okay, they knew Tristan Hill when they drafted him. They know he had issues with the coaching.
Right.
But yet still, they went on and drafted him.
Yeah.
Now, he's in training camp, first year out, and they're already having a kind of thing with him.
Right.
And I believe it's got to do a lot with laziness. Yeah. And I really believe Tristan Hill is a really great young player. Right. But like I said, he got to get off them Krispy Kremes and them donuts. If he can stay off that, he can be all right.
Yeah.
And listen, open your head up and listen to those coaches.
Yeah.
But I just want to tell you,
right.
I love you, bro.
Right.
And I'm behind you, brother. And nobody know the Cowboys like I know them. I got passion of love that nobody else got for the Cowboys like I do. Right. I've been rocking with the Cowboys since I was a little boy.
Right.
So everybody needs to know that we got to get this thing right. We got to get this thing right. We got to get this thing right. And please, for God's sake, don't let Jason Garrett come back to that facility because everything will go bad. Please don't.
Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, Jason Garrett can't even come by and get lunch and breakfast with the guys no more. He can't even come by and chill and all that. He can't walk in the building.
Then. It's 12 men at the table. Please don't sit down and eat. Please don't. But I'd like to tell you, brother, I love you. I love you. I love you like I always tell you. Yeah. And I hope your family is healthy and everything. Yes. But I want everybody out here to know that the Cowboys is in position to do what's right. If they don't do it, I'm going to be their worst nightmare.
Oh, God, I would love to hear it, too. Appreciate you, Uncle. Thanks for calling in, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.
As Uncle Charlie. Now, Lieutenant Dan. let me just teach you something.
Yes,
Dan.
sir.
Let me just teach you something, Dan. Now we got 3 platinum people on the line or whatever, right? Platinum people take precedence over numbers that I don't have in my system, whatever. But I got 3 platinum guys. So if I got 3 platinum guys on the line, I just kind of go in order or whatever. Uncle Charlie was the 3rd guy. But Uncle Charlie get to skip the line because I get calls like that. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Charlie, hey, chat box. Shouts out to Uncle Charlie, man. I saw a comment while Uncle Charlie was being fantastic. Nick G2K1. He says, first time listening, but I'm going back to hear every video, bro. Salute to you for being brand new here, young Nick. You might be older than me, my bad. Thanks for being here, Nick. But yeah, man, my shows be lit, man. Go watch my film sessions; they're fun. But I think the live streams are really what's the most dope because it's long form. I get to get all my thoughts and opinions out, and I get some real dope theories going, man. So. Hey, man, appreciate it, Nick, for tuning in for the first time. We got 2 more callers, man. We're going to get them in, talk to the chat box for like 2 minutes, and we're going to get Lieutenant Dan the hell up out of here. Justice, what's up, man?
Hey, Voch, what do you do?
I understand you don't mind waiting around in line because Uncle Charles is so fantastic, Just. So
No, sir.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I actually feel so. I actually was about to hang up. I don't know how to come up with how to follow that up.
Don't even worry about it. Just you good to go, man. What you got for the show? Just come as you are, sir. What you got?
Okay. You a big Chase fan, and I respect the work you do on the prospects, but I just there's one question I've been trying to ask all Chase fans, and I feel like you can answer it for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he played for LSU, the dream team of college football this year.
Sure.
He had Grant Delpit as a safety, Stevenson, who's probably going to be a 2nd-round pick, Derek Stingley, who's going to be a top 10 pick in the next 2 years, Christian Fulton,
Queen, Rashard Lawrence,
sure, Rashard Lawrence,
sure,
Michael Divinity, he's going to be a late-round pick. Like, with all that talent and with the highest scoring offense, he had the most favorable to get at least 10 sacks. Where was the production?
Sure, that's what we've been talking about. Basically, as we've been talking about, that's the knock you would have on him. The fact that his sack numbers aren't that high, and I'm trying to be like down the middle with it, right? So one side you would say he doesn't have the sack numbers to kind of justify him being that high, but on the other side you would say that if you kind of just watch the film and not look at the box score, he gets pressures. He almost gets there, right? And I
see that.
That's something you can fix, right? If you watch the Clemson game, right? He may not have gotten sacks on Trevor Lawrence, but he was there. Tua was just getting the ball out quick, but he was there, So if you take a raw player that may not be as refined and he's almost there, my logic is that if you can fix one little piece of him, and this may not work, he could be trash forever, I don't know. But if you can fix that one little piece of him, that he'll be great. That's my logic.
Okay. So when I look at Chase any other draft except for maybe last year, because last year the edge class was lit. Any other draft, he's a top 15 player based purely on his raw ability and raw athleticism. But in this class, where in the 2nd round, like I'm looking at your top 5 right now. Like I'm gonna say, Utor is the close off at 32. But the rest of these guys, I feel like I can get into the 2nd round. And it's late 2nd round, maybe like the 58th pick, right? So do you want to take that shot in the 1st on a player like that you can get somebody in the 2nd to where he doesn't have the tape, but you see the same talent athleticism he has?
Well, I tell you what, just looking at my list, when I do these ranking lists, they don't necessarily reflect where they would be taken. Like Chase is going to be top 5 somewhere. I think possibly, my man's from Iowa here. I think he's probably going to be in the 15 somewhere. Some people got him mocked in the 20s, but AJ Epinesa deserved to be in the 15s. Everybody else is late first round guys. Pardon me. Chase Son, Zach Bond are late 1st round guys. Gross Matos is a 2nd round guy to me. Gross Matos, Grenard, 2nd round guys. Uche, Bradley and I, Julian, 3rd. I'll take Curtis in the 3rd. Kenny, Jason, everybody else, they're day 3. So, Gross Matos is top 5 for me, but that don't make him, 1st round for me. You see what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Right.
And also, I have a question. Like, today on NFL Rumors, it came out that Zach Bond had alluded, peace info. I'm just going to ask you straight out, where were you during the combine?
You asking me where I was at?
Yeah, I'm asking you where you go. Like, cause you were talking about, I'm just going to make sure.
I was chilling watching the combine. I fell asleep on tight ends and I woke up and watched the rest of the combine. Hello.
All right.
That's all you wanted to know. You just want to know where I was. You just want to know where I was at.
No, it's just that, like, you have been joking about, slipping some in somebody's car, and then he just came out with a diluted piss sample or something.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Zach Bond. Oh, that's funny. Okay, look. Hey, I tell you what, that joke went straight on my head. Okay, cool. Yeah, Zach Bond had the diluted sample or whatever, but hey, man, perfect. I'll take Zach Bond at 51. Even better. I'll
take him at 47.
I hope people don't want Zach Bond. I'll get him up out of here. Yeah. Appreciate it, my guy. Thanks for calling.
Don't worry, we'll be taking him at 16. So,
Dan, would you be happy with Zach Bond at 16?
I actually kind of would.
I like Zach Bond that high though. I like him. I just don't. I mean, I'm saying late first round because that's just kind of what the Illuminati saying. I don't know. But like, if I had the opportunity to take Zach Bond early, I'd do it. Like how I look at the I'm saying that shit, but I don't want him at 17 because I want CD Lamb. I want CD Lamb at 17. So never mind. But the way I see it though, think about how people were looking at like Hassan Reddick, right? It was like, oh, is he a linebacker? Is he a pass rusher, whatever. I think Zach Bond is a better linebacker and pass rusher than Riddick. Riddick was probably just more like athletic, I guess. But Bond is actually good enough to, to be better than him. So does that result in Zach Bond being a top 15 pick? Chat box, y'all think Zach Bond's a top 15 pick for that? Or it don't even matter if you think that. Do you think some team would take Zach Bond in the top 15? That's a real life question. Dan?
I think that he's worth a top 15 pick, but it's better quote unquote value. I don't believe in goddamn value, but anyway, teams are gonna look at Zach Bond as probably in the 20s, and there will be some teams in the teens that will want to probably grab him before somebody else goes in there. But I think the quote unquote value is in the 20s. But I think he's worth it. I think there's definitely some teams that could take him in the top 15 that could definitely benefit from how good of a pass rusher he is, as well as someone that can drop back and cover as well.
Dan, I've been on this crusade this draft season or whatever. I'm looking at the draft as its own entity. You know what I'm saying? Like its own life force. This mysterious being that we have no control over. And for the past few months, I see people say things like insert such and such and such and such player at such and such pick. And then I see people say, oh, that will never happen. And I look at it and I go, man, I don't know, Dan. You know what I'm saying? I used to say that will never happen. But I see so much goofy shit in the draft, Dan, I don't never want to say that'll never happen anymore.
People with power, I mean, like, they take the obvious things that any normal, sane person would do, and they would twist it to their own machinations, like just them going out there and, I mean, Daniel Jones to New York. I mean,
Cleveland Farrell went 4. Titus Howard got drafted before Cody Ford. Greedy Williams and Byron Murphy are second round picks. You know what I mean? Every safety that the Cowboy fans say would never be there in the second round pick was there after they second round pick. You know what I mean? I just think we just can't be out here. We can't be out here being ignorant to how ignorant teams are. I think we give teams. Does that make sense, Dan?
People in the chat, come on, Dan, be easy.
Does that make sense, Dan?
I mean, here's.
I think we give these people too much credit for being like professionals. Like earlier,
where's the school? Where's the school that I have to go to become a GM?
Man. Like, Dan,
where's the college degree that says that you're an NFL scout and or GM?
This is my problem, Dan. Like, I get a lot of people in my chat box sometimes, or okay, watch this. Somebody will take my video, love it, and post it on Reddit. I see this all the time. And somebody on Reddit will be like, who is this guy and why should we listen to him? He's not a professional. He's not Mel Kiper. And that fucking sentence make my ass itch, Dan, because I'm like, what makes, okay, look, I know off face value I'm not more valuable than Mel Kiper, but what makes Mel more valuable than me? You know what I mean? Like, somebody was like, I forgot who made the report or whatever. They're like, hey, man, 40% of teams think C.J. Henderson is better than Jeff Okudah. Fuck, who? Tell me who. So we can put them on Front Street.
But we're also so deep into the smoke every year we get into this. It's just like, it's not only how do they know more than you know, but also it's like, we get to this point.
We can't say it's smoke because the freaking Houston Texans drafted Titus Howard over Cody Ford.
Well, actually, I mean, wasn't it just a few weeks ago that they traded DeAndre Hopkins? So that's definitely an internal problem that has nothing to do with draft.
I love my mother to death, and my mother has given me so many great lessons. But the one quote that always stick out, my mom taught me. She say, "You can't always assume people got good sense. You can't. You can't assume people got good sense." And I think we give the league too much credit. We give executives too much credit. We give front office people too much credit. And we ignorant to not understand how ignorant they are.
They are the epitome of the current like realm of podcaster. Where anybody and everybody can podcast, but it's only the ones that get slightly famous because of circumstance.
Oh, but damn.
And they repeat the process because they create more of their little minions that do the same exact style as them, and then boom, you got more people that continue the legacy of that podcaster. Like it's the same with coaches. It's like old ass coach gets into coaching. I don't know how he did, but he got in there. And he created more of his little minions at his little school that think they're all cool and whatnot, but they're just following some dummy that drew up some stuff with some crayons.
Blogging.
And then boom, more of that nonsense that keeps happening, and then they go on to be $1 million broadcasters. Like
blogging in 2020 ain't nothing like blogging in 2005, right? Blogging has evolved now. Like, self-employed content creators are different now. We the new school, cause people in the big establishments trying to come and hire us now. You know what I'm saying? The Draft Network website, you look at Brett Coleman, the Dane Brugles, these guys, they ain't fucking ex-front office people.
I need a rich Middle Eastern prince to come over and go, you guys want to make a football team? I'll just hire anybody. I need
Shotgun.
Some shotgun. Yeah, shotgun. I need some richness.
Shotgun like
in a place where there's no football, and I need a common ass fan who has pretty decent knowledge of the game and players to make their own team and show us how difficult can it actually be, right? Like, how difficult can it actually be if you have people that know finances and a guy that knows the game? How hard? How hard?
The Saints traded 2 first-round picks to go get Marcus Davenport. Hey, man, look, remember that one time we was watching the draft and the Seahawks drafted like Rashawn Penny, and we was like, huh? Or that one time the Steelers drafted the wrong Edmonds brother, and they was like, wait, what?
Look, I mean, Jameis Winston got a job for 4 or 5 years here in this league, and
Jameis is great. Jameis is the best.
Who was the guy that drafted Johnny Manziel?
It wasn't Jerry Jones. Shit. I'm just saying, man. Like, then LJ call your facts. I'm just saying, man. We just can't. I just don't want to be in a situation where we assume every pick gonna be the right pick, man. You know, we just that'll never happen. It might happen. Some bullshit might happen. You know what I mean? I'm up here talking about CD Lamb in 17. Lamb might fall to 18. I don't know. But it is what it is, Lieutenant Dan. Dan, you want to take one more call and wrap this thing up?
Let's do it.
Let's take one more call and wrap this thing. I get mad, boy. I get mad when we start talking about.
I hear it, man. It's like that one time we were at that coffee shop and you were just like, you were going ham on something. I was like, man, he big man. He is big. He's big man.
So, what was it called? Garden Cafe, I believe.
Yeah, that's the one.
Damn,
That's the one.
Them pancakes are so hilarious. Like, dog, my girl loved them pancakes. Look, never mind. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Let's get dog, that damn peach cobbler from Pecan Lodge. Dog, that shit's so crazy.
I just saw that picture on my phone again today.
This how cold Nene is, right? She say, let me just eat some of this so I can figure this out. You know, she figured it out. Like, she just ate it to find the little flavor profiles, and she made a replica pan.
No, she did not.
Fuck yeah, she did. She was like, and look, she way better than me. She was like, there's some oats in this. I'm like, oats in that? Then I was like,
oats.
I'm like, it is oats in there. Like,
what?
Time out. AJ, what's up, man? My bad. AJ, what's good, bro?
You good, man. Take all the time you need. I ain't trying to impede the truth. I'm a promoter of truth. As long as you spit the truth, you can take all the time you need.
AJ, have you ever had peach cobbler with oats in it?
Yeah. Hell, I made some the other day.
I ain't never had no peach cobbler. That's brand new to me.
That was heavenly.
I'm from Natchez. I'm a damn caveman. I'm from Natchez, Mississippi. I ain't never had peach cobbler with oats in it, but whatever.
Hey, you want to try something nice? Toast them oats before you do it.
Woo!
Nene, next time we make peach cobbler. Nene, next time we make peach cobbler, we gotta toast the oats. We gotta toast the oats before we put them in there. Okay, let's get back on track before I make that phone call.
Hey, we can talk food too. I love food.
Man. AJ, what you got for the show, sir?
Well, AJ wants to talk about AJ.
Okay.
Yes. Conversation.
So
let's do it.
Tell me about this dude, because I remember watching your film session stuff, and I remember it's like he ain't fast twitchy guy, but you started to like him and stuff. And I always liked him, but then, and forgive me for this, but I started getting a little bit of a change of pace on him once I saw some of his combine numbers. I know that's kind of cardinal sin right there, but it's like he wasn't the athlete that I expected him to be. And it's like, and it didn't match up with what I was seeing on the game tape and stuff that I saw. I thought he'd be faster. I thought he'd be a little bit more agile and stuff than what he was coming across as. But I still like the guy. But as far as, like, say for the Cowboys, for example, because I am a Cowboys fan, well, tell me, because they're saying right now, as far as the Cowboys are concerned, they're saying, let's take the best available players. Let's take the best player, regardless of scheme, and let's put him in here and let's play football.
Sure.
Now, a guy like A.J. Epinesa, that fits that profile pretty good, because to me, I see you got him ranked number 2 as your edge rushers, but to me, I thought he was fit better at like a 3-tech. I'd love a guy like him playing 3-tech.
AJ, let me tell you something, man. People get on to me and they laugh at me because I want to put everybody at 3-tech. I don't want to put everybody at 3-tech, but I do think some people pose better value at 3-tech. For one, it's incredibly hard to double team people in B-gap, right? So you put your best player and put him in a one-on-one match versus some guard that he's probably stronger and quicker than. Then AJ Epinesa looks like a beast in B-gap. Plus, he brings slower defensive end speed to B-gap. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I had to grow as a talent evaluator. I'm not perfect, so I do find different different things that kind of make me grow every year. And one question that made me grow this year, and I'm gonna take this lesson for my whole draft career, whatever. Would you rather have 6 quick twitch bendy sacks or 11 wrist control technique run through you sacks?
Personally, I like the technique stuff, because that's the stuff that's going to carry you into the future, and that's the stuff that's going to cause you to get sacks later in your career when that athleticism falls off. That's the stuff I really want to see out of people. That's the stuff I really want to see people develop.
Sure. But the right answer is you just take the 11 sacks. You don't care how I get done. Yeah. You don't care how I get it. You take the 11 sacks, right? And if I show you a sack from Epinesa, he'll get there in 2.5 seconds. I show you a sack from Chason, he'll get there in 2.5 seconds. Chason look quicker doing it. Still a sack at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So that's the
that's the long story short right there. It's like,
Sure.
how long does it take to get from the defensive end position and run straight, unblocked? How long does it take to run for somebody to get to the quarterback? Like, if they have nobody in front of them, how long does it take?
So,
you don't need to run a you don't even need to run a sub 6 second 40 to be able to do that.
So
pretty.
So you were asking about like Cowboys, right?
You just yeah.
And how he fits with Cowboys. I would still draft him and put him and D-Law on opposite sides of the line and let them go. That's how I feel.
Okay.
2 left defensive end type guys, I would let them go and go get sacks. I don't need to have a big stout dude on the left and a quick twitchy guy on the right. I could have that. I don't mind having that. But hell, if I get 11 sacks from one guy and 13 from the other, good. I don't need a quick twitchy guy.
Well, here's another.
Somebody's kidnapping AJ.
So here's a.
Okay, go ahead.
So here's another thing that I kind of like about AJ Epinesa, and the fact is that kind of like I was saying, it's like they just want to plug him in and put him wherever, get the best players available and then plug them in somewhere. Sure. And we don't know like what they want to do with their scheme and everything right now.
Sure.
So basically what they can do with AJ Epinesa, it's like he could fit at 3-tech, he could play defensive end, or he could be that 5-tech for you if they decide to move to a multiple or a 3-man front.
Sure. And
go with 4 linebackers or something. So it kind of opens up the door for them to just play whatever defense they fancy at the moment. So
sure.
He's versatile, I think, like that. Like he could play any one of those positions.
Mm-hmm. Now, at the end of the day, though, AJ, it's going to be a sad day in Cowboy land when we don't draft him, because we're going to be drafting CeeDee Lamb at 17. But
hey, I'm good. I'm good with that. That's what I'm praying for. I'm on my knees every night. Like,
boy, it's going to be a sad day.
Give me some CeeDee Lamb.
It's going to be a sad day. It's going to be a sad day when AJ Epinesa on the board and we pass him up and he go to Miami or something. Because we went and drafted CeeDee Lamb and said it's gonna hurt, but I'm a big fan of the player. I just I love the player, and he made me grow.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And that's why I wanted to call in, because I saw him as edge rusher, and I was like, well, I didn't think you saw him as like an edge rusher. I thought you saw him more as a 3-tech. So that's kind of why I was calling in, kind of confused, like a little bit confused like that, because I definitely like him at 3-tech. I think he might be one of the better 3-techs in this draft.
I would love to have him in Atlanta, to be honest, because if I could get him on my team and limit the amount of snaps that Takk McKinley has to be utilized in, then I could put him on the outside with Grady Jarrett next to him, and then Davison at nose tackle and Dante Fowler Jr. on the opposite side. And then when I go into nickel package, I can then put him at 3-tech, and I can slap Takk and Dante Fowler Jr. on the outside and Grady next to AJ Epinesa. That would be an absolutely magical dream come true because of what AJ Epinesa could do for my linebacking unit, for my pass rushing unit. It would bring a dynamic that we haven't been able to, possess for a while. But yeah, he's got all the technique. I mean, give him an NFL head coach or NFL D-line coach and start the process of really building him up to be something in the NFL, because I bet he can be much, much greater than he already is right now at this very moment in time. But it's, again, kind of like what Voch was saying earlier. A lot of NFL teams have the perception of they need the fast, bendy, quick dude, but they don't look at the technical, sound, and safe football player that can produce those 11 sacks, regardless of the narratives that are thrown around. So, man, that'd be hella smart. But it looks like we're probably gonna take a corner or a safety or some whatever.
Let him fall. Appreciate it, AJ. Thanks for the call, man.
All right.
Oh man, but Dan, I saw this mock draft that had him like in the 50s somewhere. I'm like, boy, this ain't realistic.
He better not be getting in the 50s.
Dan, if he is riding in a Ford F-150, listening to Pusha T, particularly, there's a song by Pusha T called Hard Piano. Him and Rick Ross, they talking about crack, of course. And he got to have 3 pounds of crack in the back of the truck. And he tries to cross the border. Not the border in Mexico, the border in Canada. They'll probably let him through in Mexico. But he got to cross the border in Canada. And he get arrested on like draft night. Then that's the only way I can see Epinesa fall into the Cowboys at 50. That's the only way. But look, while listening to Hard Piano though, he gotta be listening to Pusha T because that shows like intent to distribute. You know what I mean? It could just be he could just be partying, but the fact that he's listening to Pusha T, he's trying to get clues and hints on how to serve the block. You know what I mean? That's the only way I can see AJ Epinesa falling to 51.
Oh my God! Wow.
Anyway, Lieutenant Dan. Well, let me read my super chats and shit before I wrap up the show because they deserve all the love and respect as well. I'm too rare amongst all this pink hair. Woo! Mr. Wright dropped a deuce in the super chat. He says Daniel Jones has a real slappable face. All right. All right.
God damn it.
He dropped another deuce and says, I'm dropping some just for Unc and his call. Damn. Appreciate you. Nick G2K, he says, subscribe. Nick G, you are a Falcons fan. I just saw you say that in the chat box. You should follow Lieutenant Dan. He's the Falcons equivalent to what I do with Cowboys in the regular season. So check him out. We're all one big draft family in draft season, but we all go back to our respective houses during the regular season. So Nick G2K1, go check him out. Lieutenant Dan, UNGR. Unintentional grounding.
Underscore show. Yeah.
Underscore show. He's changed it 6 times. Oh, okay. Nick says I'll watch him. All right, cool. There we go.
Damn.
Sin City Cowboy says Sin City in the house. LSU Chase Son at 17. Come on, yo. First of all, appreciate it for throwing 5 in the super chat. But we can't draft Chase Son at 17 because we drafted CeeDee Lamb at 17. What are you doing? Come on, son. Relax, bro. What are you doing? Appreciate all my super chatters, man. Dan, you got something before we get up out of here?
Look, y'all, don't actually I'm gonna do the opposite of what I've been doing over these last couple of years. Last couple of years I've been like, just protect yourself, be careful out there. Don't take in too much of the smoke, but I'm a turn it around. 2020 is a bitch. So I'm gonna turn it right around. It just all the smoke. All of it. Every single bit of it of this draft season, because this is you'll probably never see the equivalent of what we're about to see with the NFL draft this year, next year. So prepare yourself for absolute madness, especially with the rumors of more veteran players potentially being traded on draft night. Enjoy it. Check me out, UNGR_show, Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, all that nonsense.
Dan, let me ask you a question, bro. The Jacksonville Jaguars have number 9, number 20, and Yannick Ngakoue, who don't want to be there. Do you think he moves up to try to Jacksonville? Do you think they move up to try to make a move at quarterback or something?
I could see them. This would be really kind of interesting. I could see them jumping up for Chase Young and then moving Ngakoue.
Because that's my latest theory. My latest theory is that there's no way you walk into a season feeling good about Mustache Kid.
You don't like
Gardner Minshew.
You don't like Minshew Magic, bro?
Man, he is a very serviceable, solid player. I think with number 9, number 20, and Yannick Ngakoue, who wants to be gone. Pardon me. Yeah. Yannick Ngakoue that wants to be gone. I think they can move up and try to get a quarterback.
Bro, you don't even like Minshew, bro.
I mean, what you want me to say?
Don't even like Minshew.
What you want me to say? What you want me to do? What you want me to say?
The meme lord. You don't even like Minshew, the meme lord. You just you disappoint me, man. Disappoint me.
I think
disappointed in you, man.
Peter King says they like Gardner. I don't like Peter King. Nah. Now what? Say something now. I ain't finna listen to Peter King. What I look like? Yo, Dan, we better listen to Yo, Dan, we need to wait a minute. Peter King dropped some shit today. Peter King
Man,
also said,
I can't tell you how many times people out of the woodshed that I've not heard a peep from them over the last couple of years suddenly just come out and start throwing shit.
I got
all over
information.
the wall.
Peter King said the Cowboys drafted Cesar Ruiz at 17. Now,
What?
If you want me to punch a hole in the wall, let Dallas fuck around and draft Cesar Ruiz at 17. If you want me to punch a hole in the wall. If you want me to really go to jail for disturbing my neighbors, let us draft
Watch
Ruiz
you
at
guys.
17.
Watch you guys take Jefferson in the first round. Not CD. You take Jefferson.
You know what, Dan? I'm gonna go ahead and say this before I hang up and run and run out the club. Justin Jefferson is my number 2 receiver on my ranking list.
Hey,
so
that's a thing.
So of course, Sedarian is 1. And then we got Justin Jefferson is my number 2 guy. But we'll be talking receivers on Receiver Day. That'll be like Thursday or something. I don't know. But hey, y'all hold it down for the Dose, you Woski, the Peace, you Weecies. This has been Voch. This has been Lieutenant Dan. Tomorrow Voch is going to drop a offensive line top 12. Okay, that's the whole offensive line, tackle, guard, center, and I'll listen to y'all complain about that. And then when I get into my receiver video and you see Jerry Jeudy not as the number 2 guy, I'm going to hear y'all complain about that. Then whatever. So for Voch and Lieutenant Dan, holla at y'all. Peace. I say be safe. Dan says it's quarantine, so go do something stupid. So I holla at y'all, man. Peace.
Peace.